And many people think that you are my father. And I keep telling people, if you don't like your parents, you have the option to adapt.
Well,
To adapt.
I'd be honored. I'd be honored because
So happy and so excited to have in this amazing, powerful room. And this room is full of energy because we have today Dr. Ervin Laszlo. He's twice nominated for Nobel Prize. He has written more than 80 books and translated in many languages around the world. He's recognized from top universities, institutions around the world, many awards, many prizes, keynote speaker, trainer, expert, the best man I know in this planet so far. And I'm so excited, Ervin, you are here because you are the biggest supporter of women empowerment. You are the biggest supporter of global women from the very beginning. Everything I have read from your books, from everything you share, from your lessons. So you have just launched the new book. I don't know how you do it, The Upshift, Meeting the Challenge. So you, of course, have written a lot of books, especially very known for reconnecting to the source and the wisdom of the principles. Ervin, I don't know how you do it. How do you find the time to be active at this age? It's still full
that's
of
my
energy.
priority. You know, every day, if I finish a day, in the evening I go to bed and I didn't write something, didn't do something which I want to do, express my feelings and my thoughts, my mission, then I feel disappointed.
Every single day you have an agenda.
Every day I want to do something positive, something that fulfills what I consider is my task, my mission.
Many people, when they reach an age, they said, I'm retired, and they sit there and do nothing. Now, what would be the message for all the ladies here in this room who are looking forward to be retired and look like you?
Actually, I've never worked in a way that I work where I have to do something to make money or to obey something, or I never worked in that sense. I always wanted to do things. I always did things I wanted to do, and I continue doing that. And so this is, I don't have a sense that I leave something. I've left something, a job. I didn't have a job in that sense. I've been teaching at universities. I've been playing concerts in my young days. I've been worked for the United Nations, but they were not jobs in the ordinary sense, not 9-to-5 jobs. They were things that I really wanted to do, and I'm happy to do that. And there's no way I can retire from that. I want to continue doing that. That's what gives me strength.
Please tell us about the latest book, The Upshift, Meeting the Challenge. What inspired you to come with this amazing concept, and what is behind it?
Well, the idea, is really very basic. And the upshift is, again, something very specific. If you manage to live better on this earth, if you manage to be coherent with one another, in the last count, if you manage to love each other as we love ourselves and love our environment and be one with each other and with nature, if you can do that, get close to that, get on that road, then you can become upshift.
But what would you advise for humanity to start embracing the upshift, to start seeing the opportunity and the advantages of the upshift?
Well, individually, we have got to each be the change we want to see in the world. We have got to be the upshift that we want to see in the world. Gandhi said that, be the change you want to see in the world. So if we are talking about a shift to a higher level, a more natural level of being and well-being, then we have got to practice it ourselves. We've got to be that in our surroundings. Talk about contagion, being contagious. That the positive aspect can also be the naturalness, the beingness, the oneness is also contagious. Love is contagious. Whereas, the old negative ideas of contagion are only things that are threatening, are being a danger. The positive thing, how we can be a one family on this earth. We are meant to be. Evolution doesn't build separate individuals. Evolution, as we now know, the neo-Darwinian, way past Darwin, the new Darwinian, the new biology says, the cooperation, the oneness, that is what brings us forward. That is the evolutionary way, not just the brute force, the fitness of one, the lone hero. What we need is being together in a larger community, one with each other. That is the rule in nature, in biology, in the biological world. It is the rule, I think, in the physical world. We know from quantum physics, where every element of a quantum system is instantly linked with every other element. It's all coherent, coheres together. So that's the big lesson for us.
And to take that step to revolution, and to take that step to be able to accept all that big shift and all that big change, it takes courage, it takes preparation with your inner world, it takes also that acceptance inside you. So what would be the process for us to prepare ourselves to be able to see that process and to be able to follow that process and to be able to contribute on that process?
It's just the opposite of what is so often being taught these days. Do this, do that, change yourself in this way or this, make yourself do the following things. I would say allow yourself, permit yourself to be what you really can be. Feel yourself, find out who you are. I think the key to this new level of being and well-being is in us. We have what I call an attractor. I call it in my scientific word, I call it the holotropic attractor. That means the holos, the wholeness-oriented tropism, an attraction, a tendency toward that. We have it in us. It's in every cell of our body, that tropism, toward oneness, toward wholeness, toward love, actually. And we have got to let it go, let it come forth, and let it guide our steps instead of suppressing it and adopting short-term, very self-centered goals.
I mean, what you said is so powerful. It's the little part is part
Yes.
of the whole.
Yeah, the
All the
whole is
pieces.
prior. The whole is primary. If
Mm,
if something is good for the whole, it's bound to be also good for its parts.
I love it.
Maybe not in the short term, not immediately, but when the whole is well organized, then all its parts are in contact with each other. They're all
Mm.
here.
Now tell us a little bit more about the whole. I mean, only this concept that you just shared with us, only this is huge. The whole is well organized. So you're saying if we trust the whole, if we contribute in the whole, everything falls into the place. How the whole is self-organized.
Indeed, our body is a whole, our organism is a whole. We are learning that now in medical science. The classical Western medical science is looking at the part. Something goes wrong someplace, with your intestine or with your lung or throat or whatever, then you try to cure that. And never mind the effect it has on the others. So very often one is taking so many synthetic drugs that actually may cure the symptom in the short term, but is weakening the whole organism. So wholeness in biology is the organism. Wholeness in ecology is the whole ecosystem. Now we are what is known, the Janus phase organism. That means the Janus it was an entity in the mythology. It had two faces, facing downwards, inward, and facing outward, facing forward and facing back. We both are facing in both directions. We are facing down the aspect of our own organism, of our own body, with all its organ systems, its organs, its cells, its molecules. It all makes up a fantastic harmonious system. Otherwise, we wouldn't be alive. We couldn't live. We also have another phase facing outward. We are a part of larger wholes. We are part of a family, of a community, of an enterprise, of a state, and finally, we are part of humanity also. So the whole, I think, is life, is a capital L, life on earth. That's the whole, the web of life, the system of life. And the parts are everything that belongs there, everything that is there. If it finds its place within that whole, without destroying the whole, so then it makes a contribution. We can thrive if the whole system thrives. If the whole system becomes corrupted, damaged, then eventually, sooner or later, all its parts will start suffering and become
So,
damaged.
okay, Ervin, I
All,
send you lots of love. Take care. Go and enjoy your evening.
and all the ladies in this room, and wherever you are, lots of love. And congratulations.
Thank you, Ervin. We love you.